I have a job for you.
Jeez, it's not another arc, is it?
No, not again. This time I need a full-scale home renovation.
Noah Construction and Builders is your design and build partner. We do it all, from additions and dormers to full-scale renovations. Schedule your no-cost design consultation today. Visit us online at noahconstruction-builders.com.
Noah Construction and Builders. Through dreams we design, with vision we build.
MuscleSport Media Live right here on WGBB Radio 95.9 FM, 1240 AM, Long Island's oldest radio station since 1924, Anthony. Can you believe that?
1924.
101 years old right now.
101.
101. CBS FM 101.
So that means if we're gonna do numbers, right? Because this year is the 250th anniversary of freaking America, United States. 250 years this year.
From 1776.
Right. Well, 76 it'll be. So that'll be, what is it, 148? This 102. So this radio station is only 150 years younger
than the country.
Is that weird?
That's great. I think it's awesome.
And then that means that's only 75 years younger than Joey.
That's true.
You knew that was Joey. Trevor, you knew that was coming?
I know.
I was trying to get the numbers right in my head. I just threw it out.
But you know something, if you have a house that's 100 years old, ooh, I know a place that you can call and get that thing redone and keep the beauty of that, but just modernize it.
Right.
Noah Construction-Builders.com. Make
Right.
sure you check out all the guys there. Pete and the boys at Noah. No job too big nor small.
Amazing.
Noah.
Yeah, they could build anything. Arcs,
houses, stores,
anything.
office buildings.
That's right. Robots sometimes, maybe.
Robots.
Yeah,
Wow. I
they'll
need
do.
a robot.
I know you do. I know. Trevor, he needs a robot.
Oh, man.
Make him eggs in the morning. Right? Right?
Macaroni and gravy on Sunday.
It's sauce. That's such a fugazi Italian thing to say to gravy. I'm sorry. It really is. It's sauce for crying
You're
out
from
loud.
Long Island. It's different.
It's not. Every Brooklyn family member.
Brooklyn and the Bronx, it's gravy. Philadelphia, West 9th Street, Italian Market, it's gravy.
Wrong. And I'll tell you,
Greg
know that
says it's gravy too. We spoke about it yesterday.
Greg's wrong. He's from Westchester. He's from Bronx and Westchester. I don't care what he says. Here's the situation, and we'll discuss this when we talk to him. But
okay,
it's gravy when there's meat in the sauce.
That
apparently.
That is a.
But we never said it. First of all, we never said pasta. We always said macaroni.
Oh yeah, but when is there not meat?
Marinara sauce.
But when is
that's marinara sauce.
Oh, I know that. That's like you know.
Vodka sauce.
Yeah, but I mean, for the most
marinara.
part. Sometimes you just marinate the meat in there, then you take it out.
How about aioli? You know what aioli is, right?
Oil.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oil and garlic.
Yeah.
That's the real Ginzos. That's called the porpoise dinner. Because
they couldn't afford.
They had nothing.
Yeah. Or butter and cheese.
My father still eats that.
I like that.
He still eats or just plain ricotta and spaghetti. He likes.
Yeah, it's a little different thing. But all of this food we're talking about, Anthony.
Yeah, good segue.
A perfect thing a lot of people have been using are these get thin quick medications that are all over the television, all over the radio, all over everywhere. The Ozempics, I'll call them for lack of a better term. There's all different ones. Mounjaro, Ozempic. And I have 3 people in my house, diabetics, that are taking these newfangled, you know. Like Greg used to always say, if my fat Aunt Rita, if there was a pill that could make you get thin, my fat Aunt Rita wouldn't be fat. Yeah. There's no quick fix.
He's correct.
You know about this stuff, and I rarely am curious because I want to bring this to the kitchen table. I'm literally going to do that with my family when I learn more from you.
Well, here's the situation. If they're truly diabetic, okay, it aids in blood sugar recovery and regulating blood sugar. But there's other ways to do that naturally through food, through supplementation. Anyway, but if they're truly diabetic, it does help, and that's what it's made for. That's not what people are using this.
Oh, the Hollywood people are using it.
And the worst is people that actually are diabetic and that need the medication can't even get the medication,
Bingo.
which is it's sickening.
Bingo, that's what's happened in my house from all three of them.
Which is terrible.
My daughter, my son, and my wife.
And they actually need it. You know what I mean? Regardless of being overweight or whatever the case, they're diabetic.
They need it for
that could be reversed. You know, we talked with your son about that, but that could be reversed. But it could help a jump start. It's just like anything. It'll jump start you, but then people tend to rely on it. And now people tend to abuse it. Now, here's the bottom line with these drugs, Ozempic, Yohimbi, what is the other ones called? Mounjaro, whatever. Here's what the problem is with that. Number one, it makes you incredibly nauseous, so you don't want to eat. Yes. So that's number one. That's a side effect, but that's truly what it's trying to do. Mm-hmm. Number two, now this is facts, and I'm not stating anything opinion. Let's say you lose 6 pounds on the scale. 6 pounds on this stuff, right? 4 pounds of that, there's no ifs, ands, or buts, is muscle atrophy and bone density. Now, the muscle atrophy is it also...
At the beginning of the usage of the product?
Throughout the usage of the product. You ever see people that are really, have been on this? I call them amoebas. They're shapeless.
Amoebas.
They're shapeless, right? Because what is it...
animal, yeah.
What does it do, right? It's eating muscle mass. It's cannibalizing, that's what atrophy does. Yeah. Muscle mass. Now... That is a theory of fasting, which could be a good, useful thing to kickstart metabolism in certain aspects. Yeah. But that's what this drug is doing. It's forcing your organs to not want to eat, your digestive system to rebunk food almost. But the worst part is it's literally atrophying your muscles and organ tissue, which is essential muscle. That's smooth muscle. Not cardiac muscle. That's what we're talking about here. And that's the problem with it. And not only that, it depletes bone density. So the bottom line, it's basically eating yourself. Now, the theory behind this stuff is exactly what a carnivore diet is supposed to be doing. Mm-hmm. Carnivore diet is you're just eating fat. You're adding the protein, the animal fat. The high protein, the good essential fatty acids and things like that to help you lose that body fat. All right, that's the healthier way to do it because you're still doing what? You're still feeding the body calories, whether it just be fat, protein, not carbohydrates, because you're feeding the body. You understand? What Ozempic is doing is it's cannibalizing your body. Of course, you're going to lose weight. Do the same thing, and here's what I tell everybody. If I strap you to a hospital bed, right, and not feed you and just feed you liquids just to keep you alive, it's doing the same thing.
You're going to lose weight.
It's ridiculous.
Barely hang on.
And I hate to say this too, but, listen, I have clients that, they're MDs and, they do, Botox and, a lot of stuff, and they're medical professionals. These guys are doctors. But, people are asking them for these drugs. Mm-hmm. They're paying out of pocket. And you know what? I don't blame them, obviously. But, they tend to tell them, like, look, this should be temporary, with added exercise and added a nutrition program. But people, just like anything, people are relying on. And again, it's the Hollywood, actresses and women technically just buy with their eyes. So they think that that's all that these people are doing is they're zapping themselves with this drug, and they're losing weight, but they're eating their smooth muscles, their skeletal muscles,
Again, you said smooth muscles is like a heart.
Yeah, your heart, your
not
organ
talking
muscles.
About biceps and
that's skeletal muscle, which is it's atrophying that as well. Right. Just look at people that are taking it. Mm-hmm. You can see it in their face.
They look drawn.
Correct.
Yeah, you can see.
You know what I mean?
But out.
these drugs, just like anything drug, these drugs are made. This is a diabetic medication. This is for diabetic people.
All right.
Now that's okay.
Finish that, then I have a question.
Right. So diabetic people, right? That's for them to regulate blood sugar, right? Mm-hmm. Now there's an ad. They should just say, and also if you want to lose a few pounds, this does help that. Combined with an exercise program and a proper nutrition program. You know what I mean?
Okay, so now the diabetic is taking it to regulate the blood sugar, but they're also going to get these negative side effects as well. So you're just saying, obviously, a diabetic, they have to regulate their blood sugar.
Correct.
It's life or death situation. So
Yeah,
you're saying
that's
the risk
not
reward.
that's just an option, by the way. These drugs are an option to do that.
Oh yeah. There's
know?
other things to do.
Correct.
I mean, he takes what's the pill that I always pronounce it wrong. The diabetic pill that a lot of people lost weight on.
For insulin regulation?
Yeah, those, I can't.
Wegovy? What is it called?
No, not Wegovy.
Okay.
It's metformin.
Oh, metformin. Okay.
Now, my son is on metformin,
Mhm.
but they also gave him Mounjaro. But he also needs to lose weight as far on top of the diabetes, which he got from being overweight. So
Correct.
he's
So
kind
it's-
of in a.
So it's reversible. Look, we got your son to lose weight.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, listen, and truth be told, it is not, if anyone says it's easy, it's not easy for someone that's overweight to lose weight. It is
Very
not
difficult.
easy.
Yeah.
What they and I give my clients so much, and anybody who has lost over. I have tons of clients that lost over 100 pounds.
Yeah. See them in the new issue, the
Yeah.
rock and roll kid.
You know,
Yeah,
it's
great.
it's amazing. I'm so proud of them. They should be proud of themselves. But point being, it is not easy.
No.
So I can understand why people say, like, maybe this will help me. If it helps, that's a good thing. When you rely on something to do it, that's not a good thing. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's the whole thing, and that's what people are doing. And the worst is, once again, it's not always the overweight people or the people that diabetes. The most of the population are the ones that
it's
I
just
just want to lose
cosmetic.
weight and this and that.
It's
It
totally-
don't work that
totally
way.
cosmetic
It does not
purpose, yeah.
work that way. It actually, you know, you're supposed to create a shape. When a byproduct of fitness and nutrition is creating a shape healthy by losing body fat, right?
Mm-hmm.
This just makes you shapeless. Like I said, it sucks you out. It's drawn. Do the same thing. Strap you to a hospital bed and not feed you. That's a form of torture.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Now, you said the nauseous thing.
That's what it does.
My son, the reason why he doesn't even want to use it, he takes it on Sunday once a week. He feels horrible for 2 days, Sunday
Boom.
and Monday.
Boom.
Now, yeah, obviously he doesn't want to eat because he feels like he's going to throw up. He doesn't want to look at food.
Boom.
And
How's that? How's that for a feeling?
To me, I kind of look at it like that's not healthy either. You're going from one extreme to the other. You're eating too much junk. Now you're not eating anything, and you feel like you're going to throw up. How is that?
All it does,
positive. It's not.
It suppresses your appetite in the worst way possible by medication and chemicals. It's not like drinking coffee that'll suppress your appetite or
water before you.
you know, like look at the stimulants. Like people used to smoke cigarettes and that would suppress your appetite. You know what I mean? It's like the same concept.
9 out of 10 doctors
Stimulant.
choose Chesterfields.
You know, it's just insane back in the day. But,
Yeah.
You know, listen. Just like anything, they have to throw regulations at this, and you know, what usually happens is they won't throw regulations unless people start to die. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem.
Yeah,
That's the problem.
and because the beautiful people are using it, and it's working for them.
It's
for the
not
most.
working. They
well,
think
I mean,
it's working.
they are losing weight.
Yeah, on the scale,
but
weight,
it may
right.
not look. The interior is going to be.
They're-
But they're getting that next role in their mind. So those people are going to keep this thing on the market and hog it up for the people that need it. For the
I
medical
can't
purpose.
stress that enough. That again, just look at the ratio. So 6 pounds. Okay, you lost 6 pounds. 4 of it is muscle mass and bone density. Well, look at the numbers.
70-some%.
Right.
It's horrible.
And I'm not. Listen, I am not exaggerating. That is proven factual numbers.
4 pounds is stuff that you want to
Correct.
have healthier. Like you want bone density is
Correct.
feebleness, and breaking bones is the #1 cause of death
Correct.
in old age. It's not cardiac or high blood pressure or anything like that. It's frailness.
Mhm.
So you're going to start losing bone density at this young age. It's
People don't care with certain things, you know, Joey. I mean, you know, it's again, it's not going to be regulated or really researched. They researched it to death. The public won't see all the stuff until people start dying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But the worst part is that people that actually need this drug can't get it because they're actually diabetics and they're overweight. You know, that's a byproduct. Losing weight from these drugs should be the main thing that these doctors or physicians should tell people is there's a byproduct of like, yeah, you could lose some weight. with it, with a proper nutrition program, with a proper exercise program, a calorie deficit,
which
you
you
know
should
what I'm
be
saying?
doing as a diabetic.
But the
anyway,
problem
to
is,
try to get healthier.
Correct. But the problem is, you can't even eat. It makes you nauseous.
So, in your opinion, other than a diabetic, and even then, there's still, like you said, there's other things that you can do in place of. But somebody that's not a diabetic, this should be the last thing they should touch.
They shouldn't even touch it. It's ridiculous, and it's aggravating because what do you think I get from everybody that comes to see me at first? Should I try this, or I did try this? I have, and I'm not even remotely exaggerating. I have 20-something-year-old females, 30-year-old females. Well, I tried Ozempic. I mean, I lost weight, but I really looked terrible. Okay,
No kidding.
Now it's my turn.
Yeah.
When they're done with me, right? And they actually have a body structure and their body fat went down and they maybe lost 4 or 5 pounds. That's all they needed to do. But their body fat went down and you could see their actual structure of their anatomy. They're like, I cannot believe that I did that. I cannot believe that that's what I used. I'm like, well, it's not just you. It's everybody. And and also people hop on trends. They hop on that
This is
trend.
the hot topic now. It's
it.
You see all the commercials, like I said before the thing show, all the commercials.
Those commercials almost should be banned. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well,
But some of them do say it's a byproduct.
but that's the small print, and that's the.
You're right.
Like the FedEx talking.
Yeah, you're right.
Side effects of struggle.
Death and bleeding
Yeah.
from both eyelids.
But with you, I mean, I'll be honest with you. I come to the gym at the same time all the time. The clients that you have that I see and I get to know, like Scotty and them, none of them are overweight.
No.
I mean, that's obviously I don't know what they look like day one when they came to you, but
All overweight.
but they all. I can't see any of them needing to use that to drop weight. They're all in good shape.
Right.
Even the older guys, they're all, like the ones that are my age.
They put in the work. They put in the work.
The women
They
all look
listen.
fantastic.
Right.
So why would they need something like this?
Because they hear my friend is using it. My friend from whatever that I ate dinner with, she said she's using it, and this person's using it, and this and that, and I just want a quick fix too. But they just don't realize until they realize. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I could see an Ozempic person from 3 miles away. An Ozempic person, 3 miles. They got no shape. They're loose. Their skin looks terrible.
Even a younger person.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and that's telling because the whole point in being young is to keep that. I mean, my skin's kind of loose because
No, it's not.
I'm getting a little older. You know, in
Nah.
certain spots.
You always go back to you. You know what's that? You know what we're talking about?
Yeah,
It's a narcissistic thing.
Yeah, I'm horrible.
You're not a narcissist whatsoever. I tend to be at times. I'm not gonna lie, but it's all right.
That's
You got to
all
be a little narcissistic to be successful, right?
In this industry, yeah,
In life.
it's full of it.
Right, Joey?
Well, in life too, yeah, but
Little
especially
bit.
in the fitness and
Not a
bodybuilding
lot,
industry,
but a little bit.
a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's an excellent point because people don't want to hear these things about these
Of course not.
drugs and these quick fixes. They want to hear, oh, you're going to look fantastic, you're going to feel great, and there's going to do nothing
I mean,
bad
I
to you.
get it. That's human nature. So
Yeah.
I had a person come to me, and I'm not going to name any names. He's a client. He was struggling losing weight. He left me for a little bit, came back, and he was all proud of himself. He said, I lost 30 pounds. You know, I'm like, all right. He was like, I was on what is it called again? What is it?
Mounjaro,
No, the other one.
Ozempic.
The other one. What, Yohami?
Yeah.
Your mommy? What is it called again? Anyway.
Metformin.
One of them. So
Yeah.
Ozempic or whatever the case, right? All proud of himself. I'm like, all right, well, let's weigh. Okay, yeah, you lost weight. Let me do your body fat. Yeah, he lost 30 pounds, right? His body fat was the same exact body fat that it was when he was 30 pounds heavier. You think he wanted to hear it?
So all of that, like you just proved with that by the body fat caliper or whatever way you deciphered it.
I told him.
So his body fat was how
Same
did he
exact.
look? Well, okay.
Terrible.
On the scale, he lost 30 pounds.
Correct.
But he visually
Awful.
Because he was
There's no shape. Look, he was
starving
he was shaped like a
starving the
pear.
part of his body that needs
Yeah.
the nutrition.
Now the
bones and
worst
his muscles.
is, right, this man, and a lot of men have something called the visceral fat. You know what visceral fat is, Joey?
Mhm.
So there's subcutaneous fat, which is the fat above your muscles,
Muscles, yeah.
right? Visceral fat is fat around the organs. Now, visceral fat around the organs, especially the abdominal region and the heart,
They kill you.
yeah, that's terrible. It is absolutely terrible to have. So you need a little bit, but there's a certain percentage. Like anything under 10% is like considered okay.
Yeah.
But these people have visceral fat. The only way to really test that is like a DEXA scan and things like that. But people have high visceral fat, man. And he had it, but you could tell. Because if I'm taking the body fat percentage, the caliper,
Yeah.
and I'm going over a big mound, that beer belly situation, there's visceral fat there, and it was still all there. It was still all there.
It's amazing, and he lost. That's a significant amount
It's
of
30
weight.
pounds.
It's a lot. I don't know what he started out with, but I'm saying just in general,
Yeah.
you would think that would be wow, that's great. But then the fat percent, and that's
Look,
the line of the day, really. That's
Right.
It says it all.
Look,
Right there.
here's the thing. Someone that's really overweight, severely, I'm talking 50 to 60 pounds overweight. I don't take their body fat initially. That would crush them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just go by the scale for a while until I start seeing that scale drop
Some
every
results out of it.
right?
They're doing.
Then I start taking I'm not going to do a skin caliper test on someone that's 100 pounds overweight. I'm not doing it. You know what I mean? But that's when I do go by the scale. So that's important. Because I know, listen, you're 300 pounds, you got to lose 150 pounds sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Before you even look at it.
Right. So, it is what it is. But there's goods, there's bads. But these drugs are terrible. They're just terrible. And people are going to see eventually, just like anything else.
Do you have anything that you can think of as a comparison that was in the past? Like, things that were like, oh, here's the new
Drug-wise?
drug, or just just things like that people were using that then they realized, wait a minute, this is not good.
Let's see, drug-wise, I think this is the first actual weight loss injection that I've been. No, there was drugs prescribed.
Well, like remember, like they had like the
Pills you're talking about?
Adderall and all, not Adderall, like the
Clenbuterol.
yeah.
Clenbuterol is a horse asthma medication that people do use to lose body fat. It's terrible for you.
But like remember, Rip Fuel,
Yeah.
Twin Lab, they had the
All that is that's
that just cooks your insides.
Well,
it's
no.
not good for you though.
the Rip Fuel. Those are thermogenics. So. That's a caffeine pill, but that also has like cayenne pepper in it. But they had what was it called? Ephedra?
Ephedra.
Ephedra.
Then they changed it to ephedrine.
Yeah,
They took,
ephedra was banned.
that was the one, because remember that football
ephedra.
player died on the
Right.
Vikings in training
Right,
camp,
yeah.
and the pitcher on the Orioles
Ephedra.
died
Right.
during spring training.
Right.
Yeah, because they were overweight.
Right.
And they were taking this stuff, and they weren't
Right.
drinking water, and they dehydrated
That's-
and dropped dead
Well,
on the field.
that's exactly. Ephedra, just like anything, a banned substance, there's a reason why they banned it, because it was overuse,
Yeah.
In small doses, ephedra was probably fine. If they educated them, listen, you got to hydrate extra with this, you got to do this, you know what I'm saying? People they were overdoing it, it's like everything,
Yeah. Does it work? Yeah, it works, but
Yeah.
it also could work detrimentally if you don't take care of yourself while you're using it.
Just like anything, Joey. But these specific things, these injections, are marketed terribly. And again, it's that soccer mom that all her friends, and when they're having brunch, they're taking it, and this and that, and that's what you hear,
And the people that they have on the commercials are overweight.
Yeah.
The ones that are singing the I got my A1C, they keep
Yeah.
the A1C in there to try to connect it.
Exactly.
The-
Exactly. They're singing Grease. They're singing Grease. They're all in
Yeah,
a
the ones
park
that I want,
singing.
yeah.
They're hopping over benches.
The bleachers.
Yeah, they're all hopping over benches, and they're all 300 pounds.
Hopelessly in love with you.
Trevor.
So Ozempic, it may seem like the miracle drug,
No.
but Anthony knows about this stuff, and I'm gonna definitely have a chit chat. Even though they are diabetic, I want them to know
Yeah.
that there are
Well,
things
their
that are
doctors
bad,
should be
but-
telling them this stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. They may be. I haven't asked. I don't know.
But someone, I get it. temporarily. That's the whole thing. It's temporarily, but okay. So let me ask you a question. I don't want to throw them under the bus, nor are they exercising while they're on it? Are they eating healthier? Are they on a specific program that they're moving, or are they just relying on the? That's it.
A little bit. Like my son exercises, my daughter does a little bit. She's a lot different. But it's not to the extreme. No,
It just amazes me.
I think it's more reliant on that.
Yeah, that's the issue.
But now somebody that needs to lose a lot of weight.
Joe, it's the same. I don't mean to interrupt. I'm sorry.
No,
it's the same concept as someone taking anabolic steroids.
Yeah.
Okay, now think about this. Someone takes anabolic steroids, right? They think by just taking anabolic steroids, right? What's going to happen?
They're going to get huge.
They're going to get huge.
No,
it does not work that way.
They're going to be waterlogged and fat.
It does nothing. It does nothing.
It retains
for
water.
you.
That's all it does. Which is unhealthy.
So it retains water, right? So what is water retention actually supposed to be do? Aid in what? Recovery. So you do not build muscle on anabolic steroids. It does not do that. It aids in recovery.
That's where growth happens.
Very fast.
Yeah, it's
that's where the growth happens. Lee Priest said this. I'm sorry, not Lee Priest. Dorian Yates, right? Who's highly intelligent.
Mm-hmm.
He says a natural bodybuilder, and this is another discussion, but a natural bodybuilder should only work out 3 to 4 times a week. All right? Why?
Because they're not using to fix it, to repair it, the recuperation.
So they need that rest and recovery for growth
so
and recovery.
Definition, more definition based than a mass based.
Well, regardless,
it
doesn't. They're not recovering like someone that is on anabolic steroids.
That's a good point. So they are overtraining.
Correct.
The guys that are hitting up 6 days, 5 days.
Correct. And that's why when I tell people, some dudes that that come in, I'm training 5-6 days a week. I'm like, all right, well, let's cut it down to 4. What are you, crazy? And I'm like, well, just trust me for a while. And guess what happens?
Let's try it. And then they realize, hey, wait a minute.
Whoa.
And how great is that? You got to do one nice day a week.
Your eyes just lit up.
Hey, can you give me that advice,
Trevor, you need new headphones, by the way. There's Christmas tape. There's Christmas tape on that.
I have
all right.
quite a few of them, but this is the better one.
I like that one.
That's your favorite one.
I like that one.
That's comfortable.
I like the pattern you did, too.
You guys could treat me on your headset. It'll be all right.
Yeah, you know what we got to do? We're going to do this whole studio over one day. Right, Joey?
We're going to put up MSM signs and
we should
at the training and
Rocky. We'll figure it out. But that's kind of the concept. So, I mean, that's a whole different discussion. But
I get the correlation.
See the correlation.
Yeah, where if you're using steroids and you're not working out, then why are you using them? You work it. So if you're using this Ozempic, you should be using it in conjunction with A, B, and C. So
temporarily,
just to maybe kickstart a weight loss program to get back in shape, and then maybe.
Quite honestly, I don't think you even need it unless you have diabetes. And which you don't. I shouldn't say I don't think you don't.
You don't need it unless you have diabetes.
No.
Now listen, I agree with you, and I think it's a good.
Am I allowed in your house ever again?
Of course, yeah.
No,
I think it's a good thing. Yeah. If the person is losing weight and they're getting healthier from it, as a diabetic, I'm using my family as an example.
They're not listening anyway, so they don't.
No, they don't. But if they're getting a good benefit out of it, especially if my son is dropping weight, which he needs to drop for his overall health,
no doubt,
diabetes included,
no doubt,
then maybe it's worth the trade-off a little bit then, and then. We'll see, but
temporarily.
Yes, as
once again, that's
a kickstart.
Right.
Yeah, not as over the long term. Even if he needed a diabetic medication over the long term, not that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because we all know people that are taking that, even if they are diabetic, there is an ulterior motive being used that they're using it with.
Of course.
And I see it.
I get that.
Yeah.
That's a nice side effect.
It's understandable. Yeah, it's
Right.
a positive side effect, which is actually a negative one if you're looking
Right.
at health, but if you're looking at weight loss
Yes.
as part of
because
your
it's
health.
reversible. You know what I mean? It's not a permanent. You're not permanently eating your muscles it's
Once you stop that and you stop eating a regular
Correct.
diet again and
Right.
a clean one, and you're working out and doing cardio,
Listen,
you're gonna fix that stuff.
The medical industry annoys me to no extent when it comes to a lot of this stuff to begin with. You know what I
All
mean?
about money.
You know, I mean, listen, I shouldn't say that because like my elderly parents, this is when you need medicine. You need a combination of all this stuff
Sure,
because they're
yeah.
keeping them healthy, alive, and they're helping them live the lifestyle that they should be living.
Yeah.
And that's when it's all good stuff. But, it shouldn't be you got high cholesterol, here, take this. And a lot of doctors
My
don't.
doctor, he hates just giving you a
Good.
pill for
It's
something.
phenomenal. He's a good doctor.
He
Because
is.
I hear
Dr. Sal Giantonado.
right.
East
I
Islip.
hear doctors that are giving cholesterol meds to 25-year-olds. How about that?
That's insane.
Well,
Fix
you know
that
what?
with diet and
Take
exercise.
their-
You can't
take-
fix that at 25.
Take their license.
Yeah, that's to me is.
Take their license.
A lot of times these guys might have a deal with the guys that
I
bring
don't
in
wanna-
that's a whole nother world.
100%,
Yeah.
but whatever.
We actually were talking about that on one of my Instagram lives.
Mm-hmm.
Guys brought up medicine and stuff like that. Yeah, we went to all categories. But unfortunately, we are going to be out of time. Excellent topic, great idea. Anthony told me this morning in the gym, and I said I love it. I couldn't.
It's been
wait to do
bothering
it.
me. We have to do it, and we're going to talk more about this.
Yeah, and I'm going to definitely bring this conversation home to my
Oh
family.
God! Don't blame me for this.
I'm not going to blame them. I'm going to just
blame
give them, maybe school them a little bit.
Like
Maybe
Anthony
they weren't-
said-
maybe they weren't aware of it. I don't know. But
Oh,
that's going to be
geez.
it. Make sure you guys check us out every Monday right here, 7:30 p.m. on WGBB Radio. For Anthony and Trevor, I'm Joe. See you next week.
Noah, I have a job for you.
Jeez, it's not another arc, is it?
No, not again. This time I need a full-scale home renovation.
Noah Construction and Builders is your design and build partner. We do it all, from additions and dormers to full-scale renovations. Schedule your no-cost design consultation today. Visit us online at noahconstruction-builders.com.
Noah Construction and Builders. Through dreams we design, with vision we build.